Would you please shut the hell up? The champ is here.
Hello everyone and welcome to another illustrious episode of the HSP, the Horseship Podcast. As always, it's the trifecta that nobody bets on. Steve O'Neill, Cannonball Chris Taylor, Blake Mitchell. Boys, how are we?
Going great, brother.
I'm good. I'm real good.
Just before we get into the show, I want to ask real quickly, what do we think of the New Day breaking Demolition's 25-year championship reign?
That's cool. You know, I think the New Day are quite funny guys, and we got some new Red Tag Team champions.
What the fuck is this dude on? Dude, we told you, no more than 2 beers each show, okay? Fucking hell. Remember what happened last time? God. But to hear that, that's a good thing, you know? Like, the New Day have, you know, they obviously started off as heels and gradually became one of the biggest face tag team combination going for a long time.
So, in-depth opinion from Cannonball Chris Taylor, who didn't watch a show. Blake?
Yeah. That was good. I'm
Also
happy.
didn't watch a show. I know you didn't watch a show, did you?
What show?
Exactly. All right, moving on. Blake, got any news?
Sorry, brother?
Got any news?
No, there's no news this week. No, just kidding. We got some news this week. First thing I want to bring up, actually, is, it's a sad time. It is what it is. But a pioneer, I guess, for us, as professional wrestlers here in Australia. This guy was obviously born in Italy, but we lost an Australian. I'm calling him Australian. He lived here for the last 20-odd years. I'm calling him a legend, an Australian legend. We lost Mario Milano this week, which is probably the biggest news, I guess, for an Australian wrestling fan. Which is sad news. He was born on May 15th, 1935, and we lost him December 9th, so just a little over a week ago. We lost it. The guy's obviously he was 81 years old, but yeah, a legend of the business.
R.I.P. mate.
Exactly right. Very good. Mario Milano, rest in peace. Thanks very much for your contributions. First thing I want to talk about as far as local news, as in Houston, Texas, just down the road. Yeah, good start. I am only fucking 2 beers in. Booker T has announced he wants to run for mayor of Houston. This is exactly right. Politics is a thing for pro wrestlers now. It's if you can't act, you go to politics.
What the hell is going on over there? All right, Donald Trump, new president. Now everybody wants to do it. Everybody.
Well, I guess
everyone's getting in the politics. You know what? To me, it's when one clown gets in, then all these other clowns want to bloody get in.
Well, Doink's dead.
So. Look, at the end of the day, I don't live in America.
Fuck off.
And look, no offence to if any of my American friends hear this, but I'm glad I'm not over there having that man as your president. I'm sorry to hear that he is, and hopefully he doesn't serve two terms in there.
So you're a Hillary fan?
I'm not a Hillary fan either, mate.
So this Booker T thing, is this going to go any further than a clickbait?
I fucking hope not.
I don't think so.
Exactly right. I saw something pop up earlier in the week that Booker T's looking to run for mayor, and then Booker T's actually announced that he's going to. But Hulk Hogan did this for fucking presidency in 2000. Remember WCW? They were promoting Hogan's going for president. It was
That's right.
Yeah, right. How fucking good was it? Love Hogan. I would have voted. I'm not even in the country.
I would have voted him.
Right? See, and you're a Trump hater, you bastard.
I would have voted Hogan.
I don't know. I'm hoping it to work to a degree. Booker T comes across to me as not a very intelligent guy. I actually I was meant to forward this to you guys later on. I think we're going to bring this up in another podcast. But I found on the dirt sheets the rules for WWE live events. And the dirt sheet said, these are barbaric, blah, blah, blah. But it's actually spot on. These are the same sort of things I would write up. So I'm going to read out a couple of them just to get you guys' opinions. Now, this house show was done in Michigan, I reckon. Thereabouts. Doesn't matter. We're not over there anyway. Mm-hmm. But the road agents for the event were Devon and... Jamie Noble. Jamie Noble and Devon are the road agents. So these guys are producers, help put the matches together with the boys.
Yep.
Some of these rules include, like, no low blows.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good call. I used to put that on the whiteboard in the backstage at my shows. No low blows unless approved by management. No impromptu promos.
Okay.
So you don't, unless it's called or approved, you don't do it. Which is spot on.
Yep.
as it should be.
Yes.
No going for a walk, no getting out of the ring and going for a walk by the heels unless approved by management, especially in the lower card of the matches.
Yep.
Lower matches on the card.
So no outside spots?
No.
Nope.
Okay, yep.
Which is interesting for WWE, especially as of late.
Now, these are house shows as well.
These are house shows. That's right. So it's a different kettle of fish. There's a few other things, like as far as injuries and stuff. We'll go in depth on this. This is quite cool. I only found this about 2 hours ago, so we haven't had enough time to really delve into it. But another one that I found interesting on there is no spots, unless it's John Cena. He was the only one that was approved to get the crowd going, yeah, boo, which is interesting.
Yeah, right.
As it should be, though. The whole thing, which is funny, I wish they brought these rules up and things on TV.
Now, were these rules that were implemented by Devon and Jamie Noble, or is this across the board?
This was, I assume, impromptu promos and stuff had to be approved by Michael Hayes. So I'm assuming yeah, same guy. So I'm assuming Devon and Jamie fucking Noble.
Heads are going to roll tonight.
Heads will roll. Heads will roll. Pop filter. Anyway, so Michael Hayes had to approve the promos. I'm assuming someone was overlooking the house show to put this forward.
Yep.
It wasn't Devon and Jamie Noble as such. But I found that interesting.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I like it.
But again, Cannonball, O'Neill was on. He's never worked for me. A friend of his, Bobby Jones, did once, but Cannonball's worked for me many times, and Whiteboards, I've had this shit written, right?
Yeah.
No low blows, no,
Yep.
And this is stuff that should be implemented much more in the independent scene,
With what you're saying there, like when I went overseas in 2011, I think it was, 2010, went to America, and I was on a WXW C4 show. They've got a whiteboard out the back on their shows, and as I say, they start off with the main event, on what moves are in the main event, and then whatever match is underneath, they cannot use what they're using in the main event.
Boom.
And to me, that's perfect, because then everybody's doing something different.
Hashtag
and
perfect.
and then it keeps the crowd interested. It keeps them entertained. They're not seeing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Next.
Spot on, yeah. Next one I read is Alberto Del Rio got in a backstage fight with a worker at a show in Mexico. Now, there's various reasons I've heard. Apparently someone touched Paige, touched Alberto, fucking looked at him, ate a cheeseburger in front of him. But he was backstage at the show supporting his brother. Interesting, though. Did you guys hear about this?
I don't think. Again, I think you've been duped by clickbait.
Fuck you off.
I reckon
I read the interview with Alberto after this.
I don't know. I think that it was... I didn't think it was much.
I didn't think it was either. I was trying to stir some shit up.
Just don't touch Paige.
Next thing I want to touch on... Yeah. Moving on.
You leave my Paige alone. She's a good girl.
All right, my son. Next thing I want to bring up is the WWE Triple H have announced that they're going to bring in a United Kingdom Championship. So a belt, not the European title, but a UK Championship. First time ever. They're going to do a tournament in the UK in 2017. I believe January even, so not far away next month. Wow. To declare their first UK champion. They're also going to do a UK version of what I believe is going to be like the Cruiserweight Live 205 thing. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts, guys? You heard about it?
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's great.
Those fans deserve it. I mean, if you watch all those live shows that are in England, those fans are always upbeat and always in for a decent show. And
you look like back in the day. I know it's not the European Championship; it's the UK Championship. And to me, when they had that belt back then, it was good, and a lot of people did fight for that belt. And they made sure that belt meant something to them.
Bring back D'Lo Brown and let him win that UK belt.
Oh yeah,
you better recognise.
Every time he comes out,
you're looking at the real deal now.
Every time he comes out, introducing from Lisbon, it was a different European part every time. It was brilliant.
But no, it's good to have another belt. I've actually always wondered if they were ever going to bring back like the European title, but obviously they're going with the UK, which is even good, because you got guys from Ireland, you got guys from England.
You don't have to be from the United Kingdom.
Well, obviously you don't, because I think didn't Shane McMahon win that belt once?
Oh, fucking every Tom, Dick and Harry did the European title.
You know what I mean?
That was just for namesake. When it first came in, it had some prestige.
But it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Glad to bring it.
All right.
What do you reckon of it, though? You
Yeah,
didn't
your
tell us.
thoughts.
Another
Bitch.
belt, another waste of time,
Okay.
like the cruiserweight thing. Anyway, last thing I'm going to bring up is
You're a harsh fucker, aren't you?
I just don't get it. Kurt Angle reckons he's done with the independent scene. Most people listening probably didn't even know he was on the independent scene, and that's because he charges a ridiculous amount of money. But what's 20k between friends? But Kurt Angle, he's done a few independent shows now. He's about to do one with Cody Rhodes, do the third event, which actually I didn't put in the news, but Steve Corino did his farewell match of Ring of Honor against Cody Rhodes.
He did.
Which we're very happy with. Big thank you and a big hoo-ha. Now Steve's off to the WWE Performance Center, so kudos to Steve.
Good luck, Steve-O.
Good work.
Was it
mate.
against Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, in the Ring of Honor, yeah. So it was like a Rhodes thing, because obviously Corino had his big feud with Dusty, but
Yeah, brilliant feud that was in ECW.
it was phenomenal. It was really good. And they were meant to do the same thing. That's why King of Old School Steve Corino was brought into WCW to do it with Ric Flair, which I would love to have seen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But obviously WCW was brought out before then. So Kurt Angle reckons he's done with the independent scene, which is unfortunate because I was looking to bring him out here next year, which was on the DL, the D-Lo. I was no, not D-Lo. I mean Kurt Angle. I was speaking with a few promoters here in Australia to potentially bring Kurt Angle down under next year for some shows. The expenses were high, but he reckons he's done with the indies, guys, which is unfortunate. What do you reckon this means? I'm thinking possibly WWE return. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I mean, let's hope that we see.
I'd love to see Kurt Angle again.
Well, we'd love to see him
I'd love
do
to
a
see him
return in the
again.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Wow, there's a surprise entry. That'd be good.
They have him every year, obviously. I mean,
Yep.
who better? I'm
Yeah.
not sure if there is any better.
Imagine if he won it.
He's got to have one more WWE run in him.
Oh, he
doesn't
does. I mean, he's said it. Other people have said it in the past, and clickbait maybe, but he's got another one in him for sure. He's not that old. He's working. You know, he's clean now. He's a born again Christian like Sting and Shawn Michaels and those guys. Now he's clean. He's got another run for sure. He's got another
100%.
run.
All right, lads, let's go straight into the match review. The match we're going to review, the match I gave you last week was
Taz versus Kurt Angle at Royal
No,
Rumble.
and gee, please tell me, before we get started, please
That's
tell
a
me
fucking
you
match,
both
wasn't
watched it.
I
What
watched
match?
Taz versus Kurt Angle at the Royal
What
Rumble.
match?
Yeah, up your asses. I know he's watched it. Mankind versus The Rock, 1999 Royal Rumble from the
wasn't born
Arrowhead Pond, Anaheim, California.
You threw that out there. You don't know where it was.
Dude, I wasn't
pretty
even
sure it was
born in
from there.
99, man.
You're a fucking liar.
You were 30.
You were
I was not born in 99, I'm telling you.
No, you weren't born in 99. You
No,
were born in fucking 79. Oh!
78.
I made you even better. Yes, anyway, so it's The Rock versus Mankind, WWF title, Raw is War. Mankind wins the belt. That's the
Royal
one.
Rumble.
Royal
I quit,
Rumble.
I quit
fuck.
match.
Sunday after.
Now then, the in word at the moment, and you use it all the time, Blake,
Doubt it.
psychology and storytelling.
Yes.
Now this match, if you want to know about psychology and storytelling,
Don't
watch
say
this damn
Oh,
match.
really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So this is storytelling 101. Okay. Absolutely. From start to finish, I'm into this. From the and the WWE do really they do this. Even to this day, they do it fantastically. They do these vignettes before the match.
Even better today.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're just
They-
phenomenal.
They put
Yeah.
those things together.
Makes the
and
match.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. So from start to finish, I'm into this match. Even from the entrances,
Yep.
the way they shot that thing down low, you know, and as The Rock walked out, you know, you saw the ice hockey kind of walls, and it was just cool, and I was a fan of that. Another quick little thing. Rock gets in the ring and says to El Hebner, "Where's Mankind's family?" El tells him, Rock goes, "Where?" And El pretty much brings him straight to him and points him out to him. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I did. If you didn't, watch it back.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and no, look, I only watched that match today just to refresh my memory of that match because last time I actually seen that match was 1999. And I did not notice that. I didn't notice him going up to the family at all. But I did, when I was watching it, I did say to you, though, Mick Foley's family is in the audience. I did remember that.
and it's worth watching that Beyond the Mat, is it?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
because that was the in-depth kind of behind-the-scenes kind of
Yeah,
thing,
look
and
at
it
what happened.
covered this match actually. So it's worth watching the two to kind of coincide and get a feeling of how brutal and how real the match actually was. So moving ahead in the match, love the spot where Rock grabs that ring bell. dings on Mankind's head and then sings, "Bells will be ringing."
They're still vibrating.
Even Michael Cole goes, he might be deaf, you know? And it wouldn't be a comfortable thing.
Well, I did say to you, like, fuck, man, that would have echoed in his ear when he hit that fucking bell, man.
They did it 2 or 3 times from memory.
Yeah.
And then Rock gets on the mic, the announcer's mic, and does a little spot with the King. You know, what you got to say anything to the grey one, and then cuts King off. I thought that was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Rock gets decked from behind from Mankind, falls on the table, and you got to watch King's reaction because Rock almost crushes his crown. That's King's main concern is
it's fucking crown.
Yeah, do not crush his crown. So that popped me. That was cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously we moved into these big bumps, which for me, and just going to the storytelling, this is where I thought that it was very obvious. When they asked each other if they quit, it started, with a bit of comedy kind of feel of it, and then by the end, it was
getting brutal, man.
You could tell in the voices, and that's what when I mean with the psychology.
You're right.
So they made their way, and this is the only gripe I suppose that I had is it didn't make sense for me how The Rock climbed that ladder as they were preparing for the
bang on
for the speaker
sure.
bump. It didn't make sense to me why he was, and you know what, King actually brought everyone's attention to it in the way he called it, which made it even worse. But that was my only gripe of the match. That didn't make sense. I thought they could have done that differently. But as for the bump itself, that's a bump in Foley's career that probably doesn't get enough credit for. That wouldn't have been a comfortable bump.
Oh, it would have been the shits.
Sorry, which one, Bill?
Well, the one that he took on the speakers.
Oh, yeah.
And the Blackout was cool. I'd never seen that before. I remember popping back in 99 over that. Yeah. So that was super cool. But that bump doesn't get enough credit. That wouldn't have felt good at all.
No.
He hit it as flush and as perfect as you could hit it.
Yeah.
And that still would have knocked the wind out of him.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Bloody oath.
So Rock's done all this to him. He's hit him with ring bells. He's chucked him off a bloody balcony onto speakers and electrocuted him, so to speak. Still can't make him say, "I quit." So what does he do? He handcuffs him. What else can he do? He's left with no other option. And that's what I mean with the psychology. That's why it made sense to me. So he handcuffs him behind the back, and then the most brutal chair shots in the history of pro wrestling take place.
And I'll be honest with you, man, I was feeling really sorry for Mick Foley.
It was brutal. You guys would have taken steel chair shots before, and they're not at work. They're actual chairs, and they hurt. And this match, I probably reckon, is probably why we don't see the chair shot on the head to this day. It's banned in the WWE. Over a dozen. Took over a dozen chair shots to the head. And at the end, the last few, Mankind was clearly feeding him, trying to feed Rock his back.
Yeah, you
Rock,
can see that.
That was very obvious. Rock wasn't having a bar of it and continued to go at the head. And I think, going back to that Beyond the Mat documentary, Foley actually says how hot at the Rock he was for doing that. I mean, man.
The last one he blindsided him was from behind.
Yeah.
That's what got me.
And that was
the rest were different. But
that was the end. The end chair shot, and then we had the recording over the house speakers. Which was obviously dubbed from Mankind's promo on Raw the week before, saying "I quit." Man, like I said, hell of a match for me. I loved it, and I was still, even to this day, like you said, Cannonball. I mean, you didn't watch it since 1999, but I was into it from day dot, and I still am to this day.
Yeah.
Cannonball, Blake, what did you think of the match?
Look, I enjoyed it. Sorry, I'm sorry,
Blake. Go for gold.
Look, I enjoyed it. Again, as I said to you before, it's just from start to finish. It was storytelling was to me was spot on. Everything else was great. One thing I am going to say though, what I really love and I really miss about wrestling today, especially in the WWE, which is the in-house lights, the main lights that are switched on.
Yep.
It just gives it that atmosphere. It gives the crowd that atmosphere.
Crowd's a part of the show.
It is. The crowd is part of the show, and what you see today, and you did say this as well with the red and the blue flashing lights and all that. It doesn't do it for me anymore.
Yep.
I think bring back those house lights. because my opinion, it makes the production look better. Not just that, also the stage that they do. I don't like the stage that they've got at the moment, but when I was looking like in the 90s with their stage, it was on the floor, it was level, it was on the floor, and the guys come out of a curtain. You know, the curtain to me makes that entrance. You know, because you're waiting for that person to come through that curtain, to bust through that curtain, and explosion. You know,
I agree
that's what it is. And I'll be honest with you. Today, with the stage that the WWE have, piss weak. I don't like it. But yeah, to me, as I say, the match was fantastic. I enjoyed watching it again. It brought back a lot of memories, and look. Hats off to Mick Foley and of course The Rock, but again with the chair shots, it was brutal. Obviously, to hear that Mick Foley was hot over what he had done, obviously means that shouldn't have been that many chair shots. But anyway, but yeah, Steve, that's my thoughts on that match.
Liked it, did you?
I loved it. I thought it was great.
I thought you'd get a kick out of it. Blake?
Well, and again, I enjoyed the match, and I've seen it since '99, but it's not a match I watched a lot, you know. And when you picked it, I was like, why the fuck did he pick this? And even after watching it, I'm going to ask you this in a second properly, but as we sort of touched on, this might be us being old school as such, is the entrances. As soon as The Rock come out, and just that basic entrance, but it's different. And that's what I miss, is the pay-per-views having different entrances. That's why I love WCW so much. Every WCW pay-per-view up until sort of 2000, they had a different entrance, and it was themed to the event. Halloween Havoc had coffins and smoke. Bash at the Beach had sand pits and fucking beach. You know, I literally, as a child, before I was in the business, bought the pay-per-views to see the entrance.
To that. Yeah, absolutely.
I looked forward to it. I'm like, what are they going to do? What sort of pyro are they doing?
Yeah.
I love that shit. The WWE is way too commercialized, but you look at the NFL, look at NHL, that's America. It's about being way over the fucking top and fucking gimmicky with everything, so I don't think we're ever going to escape that. There's no way it's ever going to go backwards, but I miss that shit like there's no tomorrow.
One of my favourite entrances of walking out to the crowd was Austin's entrance when he had the glass shatter in front of him. When the glass shatters, cool. It was the fucking bomb, man. And you know what? I wish they could have done that every week for him. All right, might have been a bit of a clean-up, but you know what? To me, it's a glass smashes and Austin walks through it. That's what it is, and that's how it should have stayed. But yeah, that's the only thing I really wanted to touch on.
Isn't that funny though that the three of us, we haven't talked about this prior to and we all mentioned about the entrances.
That's my first.
Isn't that weird?
I got my fucking notebook right here. The top thing is love the entrance and walk way over to what they're doing today.
Oh, and also
terrible handwriting.
Just quickly as well.
I'm left-handed, you fuck.
Oi, shut up. I'm khaki as well. But also, I wanted to touch base on one thing in that match was the table collapsing.
Oh yeah. And
I just thought, and it looked like I don't know if he did, but it looked as they went down, it looked like the Rocker went fuck's sakes or something like that.
Yep.
Like I was like, oh no, that wasn't supposed to happen. But yeah, there you go.
That shit happens. You know what I didn't like, and we didn't. Part of this project wasn't to watch Raw for the 4 weeks leading up to it. There was a big lead up to the match, and that's where most of the magic happens, is the lead up. Then you go for the payoff of the pay per view. The vignettes before, fucking state of the art. WWE has always nailed that on the head, and that's something I tried to do in HRPW, especially the last sort of 18 months. And it does make even local wrestling, the big build-ups, worth so much more by doing something, reminding the people why we're here. So good. It was a very back and forth, which I didn't like to a degree because they were beating the fuck out of each other and going back and forth. The Rock was no sell on the low blows Foley did once he was in the handcuffs. Lots of little things if we wanted to pick it apart. As far as entertaining, I loved it. From start to finish, same as yourself. And I agree that the speaker bump was fucking pointless. It was dumb. Well, they could not. Pointless is not the way I meant to put it. They could have went about it a much better way, as you said before, Steve. Yeah, it made no sense for The Rock to get up there. He wasn't scared, so he needed to run away. No. Storytelling wise, they could have done much better.
Well,
and The Rock was
The
Rock was very fucking green too, compared to what he was even a couple of years later. Very green. The way he was speaking to on the microphone and stuff. Yes, it was funny, but there's a much more tactful way to do as he does now. He's learnt so much more being in the business and in the movie business to do things in a better way. Less is more, as we learned in the industry.
Yep.
Overall-
do we know why The Rock went through that phase where he's wearing the street clothes?
I was thinking the same because he had it. It's a bit of a homo thing to say, but he actually had his trunks on underneath.
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
see. 'cause
yeah,
I was
yeah, I
saw
thinking-
that, yeah.
I've got no idea. I was thinking the same. Like, this is fucking dumb. Doesn't even look very comfortable.
Well, because he'd done it a few. It wasn't just that one match.
That was a few months.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he went
Yeah.
through a stage.
Sorry, Blake. Go on.
No, that's it. That's I was happy with the match. Story wise, if the guys did the match again, well, not now. They
wouldn't be allowed
Foley's
to.
well and truly done. But if they did the match even 3 or 4 years later, I think it would have been tenfold better for various different little reasons. That's just me being a picky fucker. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining. And at the end of the day, from entrance to the lighting to the boys to how they worked, nothing like you see today. Today is a shit day to be a fan, but a great day to be a wrestler.
So, guys, this is going to be a reoccurring segment that we want to try and do. So, the idea is we're going to take it in turns, give us a match.
You guys watch it too, though.
Yeah,
Watch
absolutely.
it at home.
Absolutely. And send us the email. And the email is Cannonball?
Shut your mouth.
Perfect.
No, it's the hsp@hotmail.com.
So, yeah, I mean, if you guys got anything to say about the match that we've just reviewed or the match that we're going to review, chuck us an email and join in. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, guys. Yeah.
Cannonball, have you got a match in mind that you loved watching as a kid? Anything you go, you know what, that's a great story. That's your shit story. What have you got, brother, that you've been thinking about, that you've watched and said, you know what, this is awesome, this is the shit, I want to hear everyone's opinion on it. What's a match that you can think of, brother?
The match I'm thinking of right now goes back a little while in the WWE era, Attitude Era, sorry. Would have to be the Highway to Hell match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker.
Madison Square Garden, is that the one?
Fucking look at you throwing venues at us, man. I don't know.
I've got.
It could have been at the Octagon for all I know.
I've got a venue, I've got a little bit of a venue thing that's kind of.
I fucking noticed.
I'm cool with. I like venues and
All right.
stuff.
So
And Celine Dion was in the same venue a month earlier with 3,000 people.
So Highway to Hell, Stone
Cold Steve Austin versus The Undertaker for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Beautiful.
Done it. Let's do it. That's the match in 2 weeks' time. Everybody watch it at home. Next segment, it is what we've been waiting for. Every single week we tune in. Well, that's what Helen Keller said anyway. So her favourite segment is You're on Notice. Cannibal Chris Taylor, who the fuck is on notice this week, brother?
Can I tell you who's on notice?
Not
Anyway,
Santa. Not Santa Claus.
It's not Santa Claus, but
All
it's
right.
close. It is these feral Christmas shoppers.
Oh, fuck, I was close.
Right, you were very close. I'll tell you this now, man. I've been to the shops the last couple of days,
Fuck
and I kid you not, man. Like people, you know what? Calm the fuck down. Seriously, calm down. When you're out shopping, do your shopping and get the fuck out of there. Don't stand around in everybody's way chatting to some fucking junkie twat. All right, I'm sick of it. Please,
Not everyone
just.
shops at Manapara.
Oh well, Manapara, Elizabeth.
Look at the vein. The vein's popping out of your head.
Oh
man.
man, they just really annoy me, man. Like, all I want to do is go in there, shop, get Chrissy presents for my kids, and then go home. But no, I've got idiots, and I'm talking idiots among idiots that just get in your way. They cut you off. They bump into you. Don't even say sorry, for God's sakes. And it really shits me, dude.
I can see
I had
that.
no idea.
I've tried so hard, and I do. I keep it bottled up. I don't say nothing. The worst one is my missus. She'll let him have it.
Shit. Cut it
She'll
off.
let
Cut it
him
off.
have
Kill it.
No,
We're live, pal.
Keep going. My missus will let him have it. If they don't get out of the way, she'll tell them, get out of the fucking way, right? And they'll look at us like we're fucking idiots. Go fuck yourselves.
Why? Hang on. Why does everyone have to get out of your two ways?
It's not just my way, but there's other people near me as well that are copping the same bloody thing.
So the people that you put on notice,
Yes.
aren't you one of them? Because you're at the
No,
shops?
I'm not. I'm not one of them.
'Cause he's not
I told
Christmas
you.
shopping.
I told you. I just go there to do my Christmas shopping and get out. I don't stand in people's way, standing in the middle of the aisle talking to someone. I keep going. I keep moving. I get that flow going,
So you don't,
brother.
in a technical
Come on.
term, you don't fuck ass around.
I don't fuck ass around. I get in there, do my shopping, and go home. Get the fuck out of Dodge,
So who's on notice?
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? All the people that are on notice are all you feral Christmas shoppers that stand there in the way of the aisleway, talking to people, talking to strangers, or bumping into people. Cannonball Chris Taylor, you're on notice, and that goes to all you Christmas shoppers out there.
Hang on. You just said Cannibal Chris Taylor, you're on notice.
I'm saying Cannonball
You're on
Chris
notice.
Taylor's, you're on notice, and that's all the Christmas shoppers.
Oh, fuck my face.
This is my favourite segment of the podcast.
Of course it is.
Same with Helen Keller. She loves listening to it.
Isn't she deaf, dumb, and blind?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
One segment that I tend to enjoy, and Helen Keller also does, is apart from You're on
What's
Notice.
the Helen? What
Yeah,
is this?
why is
I don't know.
Helen Keller
Because
involved in this?
I was throwing it out there because she's deaf, dumb, and blind, so obviously she doesn't listen to the show. That's why she loves Cannibal segment. But everybody else does
Eat a
too.
dick.
Oh,
Suck a
I
cock.
thought you were talking about Penn and Teller.
Not Pennant, not the
That's what
fucking
I was like,
magicians.
who are you talking? Why are
Helen
you talking
Keller.
About? Yeah, no,
Helen
I'm with you.
Keller,
I'm with you
you
now. I'm with you. All
dumbass.
right, I'm with
Are
you.
you deaf, dumb, and blind as well?
Wowzers.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
Penn and Teller.
Speaking of Penn and Teller, I don't give a shit about Penn and Teller. We're going to do word association. So this is the thing where we come. We did it with Ace Wilson. Went over like a fucking treat. We've done it amongst ourselves. We always do it amongst ourselves. So we're going to do it now here at the Horseshit Bar. One name or something somewhat wrestling related, whatever it is. Throwing it out there. See what the guys' opinions are. So my first one is, and I'm going to throw it at Steve O'Neill first. The real deal. Steve O'Neill, former PWSA champion. Southern Hemisphere Hardcore Champion. I was trying to put him over. It's the only fucking thing I could think of. The real deal, Steve O'Neill, NXT.
Yeah, I think.
Oh wow, that was a yeah.
I'm a fan of it. I don't watch it all that often, but I like it because it is it's performance center related, and I like the idea of the performance center. I don't like the generic crowd, and you know how it feels controlled to me, and it feels false. But NXT's cool. I like it, and I hope, and I know this is one word, so I apologise, but I hope that we see Samoa Joe in the Royal Rumble.
Leave. Oh, Cannibal Chris Taylor, NXT.
All right, I'm only just going to say this and leave it at that. Not a fan.
Same here. Steve O'Neill, what do you got?
Okay, my word association, and I'll throw to Cannonball first.
Something different.
Yep, it's going to be the model Rick Martel.
The model Rick Martel. How many matches did he have, Michael Hayes?
I have no clue. Honestly,
What do you mean?
I don't know who he is.
You don't know who the
No,
model
I don't know the model Rick Martel.
You're
Is
kidding
he
me.
that fat blonde-haired dude? I don't know.
That's Michael Hayes. Now.
Oh, Michael Hayes, that fuckwit.
Fair
All
dinkum,
right.
you don't know who the model Rick Martel is.
No. Did not know.
For fuck's sake. Blake?
I loved Rick Martel. Even when he went to WCW and no one really gave a shit about him. I've always loved Rick Martel. He looks good. He's got a great character.
Give me
Fantastic.
great promos.
Second to none. if I could mute his mic, I would.
Great vignettes. Did great with the merchandise.
He's awesome with the merchandise, man.
Rick Martel, it was a great gimmick, and he looked the part. Phenomenal worker. As a matter of fact, I think he was very underrated.
Hugely underrated. And Cannibal, do yourself a damn favour. YouTube it during the week.
Yeah, we'll do.
And come and apologise to me and Blake
I'm not
and
going to
the
apologise
fans.
And
to no
possibly
one.
Rick
I'll have a
Martel.
look. If I enjoy what he does, then I'll apologise. If
He'll
I
be
don't,
a Hall
then
of
you
Famer.
can go get fucked.
He'll be a Hall. Gee, he'll be a
indictment.
Hall of Famer surely one day.
It is an indictment on you, Cannibal Chris Taylor.
Shit on my face. Cannibal, what
do
have
you
you
got?
got, brother?
What have I got? Okay. There's a reason why I'm bringing up this guy, and for all you South Australian listeners, if there's anyone else like from interstate or overseas listening to us, you probably won't get this.
Oh,
But
that's
for all you South
So
Australian
he's
listeners,
buried him already,
and
whoever it is.
you might not know who he is. He could know who he is. He's a nice person. Steve,
Is this the guy that's been on the videos on Pornhub?
that's the one.
Gotcha.
Paul Roberts,
Ha! It is the
I
guy.
guess next week.
the voice of PWSA.
He is.
Paul Roberts is a gun.
wanker.
Okay, I've worked with him as an announcer, and he's damn good at what he does.
He is. And
He's
same
smart
here.
as hell.
Yep.
All right, and man, a little bit intimidating. I've got to be honest. When you get in his domain,
Yeah.
he intimidates me a little bit.
Look,
For a short guy.
By you
sure.
saying that though, Steve, I've actually done commentating with him before. I shit all over him, dude. No, I'm just joking. Look, same here. I'm intimidated. The guy knows what he's talking. He knows every single move that fucking gets thrown out there, and I like to actually sit there and just watch him carry on.
Yeah.
He's good with what he does when he wants to bring you into the conversation,
Yeah.
and he's done it a lot of times with myself and obviously you and whoever else he's had on there.
Well,
But
yeah, I worked with him and Wolf Dog at the All Stars event, and man, talk about being out of my depth. Okay, so it was legitimately intimidating for me. So
Gold.
Smart as hell and damn good at what he does.
Okay, Blake, Paul Roberts.
Wow. I've waited a long time to do this.
You're
Nah,
ready for
just
the
joking.
shoot video.
No, not even close. You know what? Paul Roberts actually used to come along to the high-risk pro wrestling events many years ago, and he used to take at least one occasion that I remember, but a few too many chair shots that I've had, I don't remember a great deal. But Paul, I believe, at least on one occasion, took a lot of photos of an event and invited me to come pick him up from him and stuff. He went to a few shows, and I started working for another promoter that he... that's where he started announcing for, actually, Joel Bateman, who is someone that we'll probably hear the name of later on down the tracks, I'm sure. He started working with Joel from memory on some shows there, so I spent more time with Paul there. And Joel's probably the guy that actually gave Paul the first shot to actually get behind a microphone and get involved in the business. Paul's always had that... he's always been interested in always wanting to try help and try get involved. It was towards the end sort of HRPW when he started. It was our second run, which is probably our worst run, that he started coming to shows and getting more involved and stuff. But no one else really gave him the opportunity to step behind a microphone or to actually get involved in the wrestling, to my understanding, and next week we'll find out. Joel gave him that opportunity, and he has grown so much. And from when I first started working working with him for Joel Bateman, and now in PWSA as the mainstays, and not even the tip of the iceberg do the fans see what Paul has done for PWSA and Snake Pit Pro Wrestling over the years. Not even the tip. You wouldn't have a fucking clue what he's done for that company.
We can touch more on that next week. So.
Phenomenal. Very loyal. He was a very loyal fan.
Yep.
Now he's a very loyal and dedicated worker in the industry. Yeah. So I have nothing but respect for Paul Roberts.
Beautiful. That's good to hear.
But I'd never have him on the show.
But that's a beautiful segue, actually, Cannonball. That's probably the smartest thing maybe you've said all night.
Do you feel bad?
Apart from our email address,
brain teaser or what?
Brain teaser?
No,
it was Rick Martel. How the fuck is a brain teaser?
How do you not know who Rick Martel is? The guy used to have.
I should have realised, to be honest.
Sake,
I know him as Michael Hayes, mate.
You've got
That's
a
all.
terrible
wrong guy.
history.
Oh, Kurt Hennig. Sorry.
of pro wrestling.
I'm not perfect, bro. All right, fuck.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it is what it is. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in again. We've grown so much. We are now on iTunes. Thank you so much to iTunes and Buzzsprout for getting us on there. You can check us out on iTunes. Search for the HSP on iTunes. You will find us there for free. You can download us and listen to us talk horseshit from the Horseshit Bar every single week. We are also on YouTube. Check us out. Search for the HP.
Whoa! Jesus, how many have you had?
That was my
Rick Martel?
Vietnamese.
You Vietnamese?
Search for us on YouTube under the HSP. Check us out on there. The website, facebook.com/the official HSP pop filter. I'm getting it over. I don't care what anyone says. What local shows are going on? I know we just had the ACW Academy show, PWSA having their last show 2 days ago, I believe, from this. Before Christmas. Everyone's breaking up for Christmas. In the new year, check out RCW, Right City Wrestling, Wrestle Rampage. We've got a huge event they've just announced in January. Damian Slater taking on Mr. Juicy. PWSA will be back bigger, badder, and better than ever, I'm sure, with 35 events a month. And ACW will be back. They're back, I believe, early January. It's all happening.
It is all happening. And if you're not in Adelaide, support your damn local indie wrestling.
Around the world.
Around the world. Wherever you are listening, support the indie wrestling, because without it, you got nothing.
Exactly right.
That's a stepping stone for every superstar. Every superstar you see on TV has done indie wrestling, so support the damn shit.
Exactly friggin' right. Steve O'Neill, the real deal himself, Cannonball, Chris Taylor, Blake Mitchell, King of Controversy. We are here at the Horseshit Bar every single week. Next week, tune in to catch the voice of Pro Wrestling South Australia, a mainstay of South Australian pro wrestling. Paul Roberts will be live in the house.
Good guess. And I guarantee you he will know who the model Rick Martel is. I guarantee you.
Let's keep the same name. It's a word associated.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
See you next week.